Hey guys, this car talk is going to be about how to learn anything. Let's just say any kind of topic, and especially in IT, for the beginner. So, so for example, first thing you have to do is whenever you want to learn a new topic, let's say a new language, a new product, anything. I'm not going to debase all this stuff around IT, but it can generally apply to just about anything. First of all, you have to realize how you personally learn. A lot of people learn differently. You can. Some people learn from books. Some people learn from video, written content, that sort of thing. But I've kind of come up with 5 different ways that somebody can get started in a new language or learning a new product. So first of all is figuring out the best way you learn. Now, by this point in your career, you probably already know this. You've probably already went through a few different kinds of training or some learning material, and have realized that that you kind of understand the content a little bit better. So first one is books. You can self-paced books. There's a lot of different books out there for just about anything. For PowerShell, it would be Learn PowerShell in a Month of Lunches, My Pester book. There's all kinds of different PowerShell books out there, but really it doesn't matter what the concept is. But first one is books, self-paced books. Now, what you'll get with this is if you're more of a self-taught learner. Me personally, I can't sit in front of an instructor or a training course or anything like that, and I'll just get bored to tears. I have to constantly go back and forth and go all ADHD, go down these rabbit holes, and kind of gather all that information myself, rather than having somebody feed it to me in a certain form. My brain goes all kinds of different directions, and I have to follow it so I can understand these things more. I could never go by a certain script, a certain prescribed training regimen to do these things, but some people can. So that's why books are normally good for me, because I can kind of flip through the pages, stop on one chapter for a while, and code it up for a little bit and figure out what's going on there. Then maybe flip back around to another chapter, and that sort of thing. Next one is online training courses. Online training courses, I do these too, but I don't go through them, from zero to the end, because again, I have to flip around a little bit. I can't. Normally, the instructor talks a little too slow for me. I have to increase it 2 or 3 speed. But that's another good one, because I can flip around back and forth. There's for a few resources there. Pluralsight obviously is a really good one. Udemy is another good one. They have the free Code Academy, I think, and there's a lot of different good online training sites. LinkedIn Learning is another good one. Training courses, online training courses. Next one is Instructor-Led Training courses. Now this is a good option if you tend to get distracted with work and do other things that aren't necessarily good for your learning. If you're doing the online training courses or a book at work, then you're going to get caught up with the day-to-day fires and having to deal with everything else that you normally deal with. The instructor-led course is nice because you're able to come off site and truly focus just on your learning. Maybe you've got your phone out or your laptop out doing work, but you don't necessarily have to do that. I would just just cut off completely from work for a while to be able to just fully embrace the learning, is not lack for a better term. Training courses, all instructor-led training courses are really good for that sort of thing, just so you can get out. Now, they're bad because, for me, I can't skip around. I can't tell the instructor, hey, can you go back to this one? Okay, no, skip ahead to this one. No, skip ahead to this one. You can be an asshole in class. But, the instructor-led is good just for the fact that you're going to get some good content, especially if you have a good instructor, and you're off-site, so you don't have the excuse that you have to work. But downside is you can't skip around and do that sort of thing. And then the next one is, if I can get my turn done here. The next one is, let's see, what did I cover? I covered online training, one. I covered books. I covered instructor-led training. And then the next one is self-taught articles. So what I mean by self-taught articles is you don't follow a particular course. So you don't follow a particular book. You tend to just kind of follow whatever comes at you. This is the more I found that whenever you're a newbie at something, you tend to require more guidance, more direction, because you don't know what you don't know yet. So you need to be introduced to all these concepts at first. Get a kind of a primer going. Once you get that primer going, then you can take that foundational knowledge that you have and then start an actual real project. This is where I feel that I learned by far away the most amount of knowledge here, because I go all over the place and I solve a real world problem, because at that point I feel it's more rewarding because I can apply that knowledge directly to something that I'm struggling with in real life. So let's say that I have this process that I need to automate at work, and I want to learn Python, or I want to learn PowerShell, or I want to learn SCCM. I mean, all these different things, it doesn't matter. But it's all about, okay, what's my problem? Define your problem. Once you define the problem, then you take that foundational knowledge that you have and just go off and do that. In a script, let's say, okay, I need to grab 80 users. Google, PowerShell, get AD Active Directory users, boom, and then get 80 user will come up. Then the Active Directory, you'll find out about the Active Directory module, and so on and so on. It kind of it builds upon itself that way. And then once you do that, you just do that over and over and over again. And then eventually what you'll find is you'll come up with a real life script that you can use every day. It's a very rewarding thing to do. I think that's the best way that I can learn. And to do that is just use a whole lot of Google and a whole lot of article writing or viewing. So, maybe you'll get some snippets from a training course. Maybe you'll get some snippets from a forum like Server Fault or Stack Exchange or PowerShell.org, or I don't know, somewhere like that. Or you may read a bunch of blog posts out there that talk about that particular issue that you're referring to. It's all about just Googling and just consuming all that information with just that particular topic in mind. So, what is that? I mean, this is live here. I'm not doing any editing, so I'm trying to think. Books, online training courses, instructor-led training courses, and then we've got the Googling and looking at blog posts with a real-world solution. I think we're going to stop at 4, because the real-world solution for me is the best. I would definitely do that. But if you're going to start out, if you're just starting out, start out with training courses, instructor-led training courses, or perhaps a book. Personally, I would get away from the work environment if you can. Do the instructor-led. Just sit through it. Get bored if you have to, but consume it. Work ahead or work behind, whatever you have to do to consume it. Once you get that foundational knowledge in place, just the basics that you can then use to define some good Google terms, then start on a real world, start small, a real world little project, and then based on that, go from there.